Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Screamin'. Welcome back to another day in Destiny 2 for some more Destiny 2 news and Witch Queen Solstice of Heroes intel. And I just wanted to do a bit of a recap video today because there has been a lot this past week with the introduction of Solstice of Heroes as far as farms, glitches, cheeses, all kinds of things. So some of this stuff, unfortunately, I'm sure will be leaving us tomorrow at reset, as we always get a downtime maintenance. Some of it will not, possibly, but at least you'll know, because, like I said, we'll do a full recap and maybe look ahead towards next week on maybe the best ways to use some of this stuff. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already for more Destiny 2 Witch Queen content like this. So the first thing I wanted to cover, even though I did talk about it in a previous video, was how to get the max stat on any one piece of armor. This is the new reroll mechanic associated with Solstice of Heroes. So the first thing, of course, is have the stat or one of the stats that you want on your ghost, so that any piece of armor you get will have at least 10 on that one particular stat. Remember that you can't roll the same stat as you have equipped for your ghost, but just use these. They're probably one of the best things the ghost is used for. The next thing will be, of course, re-rolling the armor through the new Solstice of Heroes mechanic. But remember that you don't have to complete the entire quest to be able to re-roll armor on any one piece of gear for any class. So as you can see here, I have a helmet for my Titan. I have not completed the quest on my Titan. I simply bought a piece of gear on my Titan and then transferred it over to my Warlock, and then I can upgrade it on my Warlock as I would had I completed the quest. It's very simple. Again, just go to a Levant on your old character, the one you want to upgrade that you can't, and then transfer it to the character that you've already completed the quest on. Very simple. You can use the app, or you could just use your Vault. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about was the new Ghost mission farm. This is the mission associated specifically with the Witch Queen campaign. If my map loads, you'd have to go to Savathun's Throne World. Doesn't matter if it's the legendary or the classic campaign, and just like we used to go to the investigation mission to farm out the checkpoint from Finch, we are now going to go to the Ghost mission and farm out the checkpoint right after you've defeated the boss, but before you actually scan the ghost. That's also a very simple process. I have talked about this in previous videos. Remember that there is a pretty big line of dialogue after you actually scan the ghost, because some people have said they've not gotten their rewards, the silver leaves in this case, which is what you want for Solstice of Heroes in order to do all the things associated with armor and farms and XP and loot from Bonfire Bash. You just have to wait for the entire line of dialogue to end. You will get your silver leaves at the end, you just have to wait for it. So load in with a buddy, have your buddy leave, go to orbit, you scan the ghost, listen to the dialogue, you get your silver leaves at the end, you rejoin your buddy, you both load in together again. That's how you continually pass off the checkpoint, or one person can continually farm the same thing over and over again, farm the ghost. You will get a lot of XP for this. This is also a great way to max out your red border weapons, as anyone that's equipped will get 15%, I believe, at the end of every single completion of the Ghost campaign. Now, of course, I don't have Witch Queen on my PC, but I have the checkpoint saved on my Xbox, so that's what I'll be doing. So this is good for all types of things. Like I said, XP, which contributes to Bright Dust, which contributes to your power if you haven't maxed that yet, or if you're looking for a little extra now that Grandmaster Nightfalls are out, even though I don't think that many people are playing them currently. But maybe you will towards the very tail end of the season if you're going for your Conqueror Seal. And, of course, you'll be able to get a ton of silver leaves. You'll be able to max them very quickly and then go into Bonfire Bash. And then remember, in Bonfire Bash, you can use your Stasis Titan if the map loads. your Stasis Titan to essentially do 5 times the ignitions at once. And because there's no real like timer to it, so long as you have one of the ignition cores in hand, you can continually do this. Now, I have trouble for some reason getting the actual melee, which is what you'll use, the slide powered melee on a Stasis Titan, to actually get the crystals to come out. For some reason, my melee doesn't work when I hold the relic, even when I slide. I'm not sure why that is. It doesn't seem to work every single time. It takes a little bit of practice. Some people have said I'm just doing it wrong. I don't know. Doesn't seem to be able to do the powered melee regardless of where I am in relation to the actual bonfire for me to actually be able to trigger the power melee. But you can do it, and then if you explode the crystals, they count for ignitions. You can also use the middle tree on arc to slam the ignition coil into the bonfire before throwing it, so you can get 2. All of this is done on a Titan. And now I want to cover one more thing. Also remember that Zur will be leaving us tomorrow. He has a fairly good role on, I believe, he was on Nessus in the Watcher's Grave. We'll just head over there really quickly. But remember to also check to see what Ada 1 is selling today. And of course, Zur will be leaving us tomorrow. He has a pretty good role on, I believe, the armamentarium for the Titan. Let's just head over to Watcher's Grave really quick. Let's see if he has it there. And then the last thing, if all of that wasn't enough, remember that the hand cannon from the new activity, the something new, has dream work. Dream work is busted beyond belief. You can overload your heavy ammo, get huge stacks to just fire off. If you have something like a Galahorn, you can get up to 9 shots in a clip. These things are just nukes. There's a lot of different weapons you can use, but remember that that's still available and has been patched. I don't think it's even in the patch notes, so I don't think that's going to be leaving us. At least not until after next week, maybe in the future. It seems to be actually working how Bungie wanted it to be working, although I don't know if they really thought how people would use it. Usually the problem. Ada 1 is also selling some fairly good mods today, so definitely go and check them out. The last thing after we check Zur here that I will leave you with, and that will require me switching over to one of my Titans, is the other final like XP farm that I like to just recover all the time because it really is a great one. It's only for people who have the Witch Queen campaign, of course. So we got on Warlock, seems like pretty good boots and not a bad helmet. The armamentarium was a 67 roll. Remember, these things will be leaving us tomorrow. Was it this weapon that had a strange... Yes, it was. For some reason, this has an impact masterwork. It is just a... it's not an actual glitch. You don't actually get impact, unfortunately. So now I'm going to switch over to my Titan, show you that last little farm. This is an AFK farm for people who might be interested in that. Change character here really quick. I always save this checkpoint. It's absolutely great. I've talked about it before because it does come around for everybody every few weeks or so, but if you are actually able to just save the checkpoint, it survives all resets, and it's always the best thing to do for XP or possible bright dust, that kind of stuff. And that is over on the moon. The old Legacy Shadow Keep, Archer's Line, the moon. This is for the In Deep mission. This is the last possible checkpoint. Once you've progressed to the last checkpoint, I'll show you exactly where it sort of starts you off, where you want to leave and save the checkpoint for. I think you can give your friends these too, so these are things you can always swap out if other friends just want to do the mission and then nobody wants to do it again. Once everybody has this at least once, unless you complete the mission, you'll always have it. So of course you do need Shadow Keep. So once you're here, hop on your Sparrow, and we're going to head over to that red marker that was on the map. And this is easily done on a Titan, but it is possible with all classes now because of Solar 3.0. It really kind of changed the game as far as AFK farming. Just requires you to be a little bit creative, but on a Titan it's definitely the easiest, which is why this is where I have my checkpoint saved on. Make sure you have Solar 3.0 equipped. Want to have the hammer equipped. You can also, I've heard, to make this a little easier, if you change your melee, I'm not going to do it, to all powered melee instead of like the alternative where it'll actually melee if the distance is too close, which is really annoying. You can change that through your controller settings. But when you load in, this is where you'll be right before the cryptolith. You'll scan it. Everything will go dark in the room. There'll be some enemies up here on the top. Just take them out because once they're dead, they're not going to respawn again. And you're going to want to head over here, right past this first border and onto this rock. There's a little ledge right there. This is where you're going to hopefully get a ranged melee without dying. But if you do die, like I just did, don't worry, because you're literally just going to spawn right behind you and you just have to scan the lectern again. It's a very easy process. But you get infinite thrall here, so you can just set up a very easy farm. Take these guys out first, perhaps, as they spawn in. Here we go. If I can land on the rock. Thank you, game. Alright, and now we want to get that one powered melee. Where's the ledge? Here it is. This is just where I like to sit. There's plenty of places you could sit. There we go. And now we just gotta sit here. Roaring Flames will keep giving you health back. So Invictus keeps burning. Set up an emote. And let the XP roll in. Thanks so much for watching. That's going to be it for all the information in today's video. Hopefully you found this information helpful. I know it might have been a little bit drawn out, but we were recovering a lot of stuff. Some of these things, like I said, will be viable heading into the rest of the weeks of this season. Some of them might be patched tomorrow, so take full advantage of them today. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on the bell, the post notifications right next to the big red subscribe button so you never miss a future video. We do a giveaway on the channel every 1,000 subscribers. You can also follow me on Instagram or Twitter. They'll be linked in the description box down below, or leave a comment down below or any of the hashtags listed directly beneath this video to be entered into any future giveaways. I am Wilhelm Scream once more, and of course we will see you in the next video. Little!